What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be about what if yandere female Itachi loved Naruto. Let's get into the video. So last part we left off is where Naruto and Itachi were having the next conversation. Oh yeah, and inside that nigga dead. That nigga dead as hell. No, I'm playing. But yeah, he dead. That nigga dead. So if you're hearing loud winds, just know I'm outside. So sorry about that. But yeah, let's get into the video. So we start the video off at where Itachi is coming out of her room with Naruto soon coming out just right after. Itachi then goes into another room as Naruto follows her, and he sees a wounded but bandaged up Kakashi. That's a thing, bro. He sees Kakashi knocked out as he says, "Kakashi Sensei." He goes to Kakashi and Kakashi opens his eyes as he's seeing blurriness, but then his vision comes back to him as he noticed Naruto. Naruto keeps saying, "Kakashi Sensei," as Kakashi in a low voice says Naruto, as his vision fully gets back to him as he sees Naruto in front of him, as he says, "Naruto, where are we?" As he then notices Itachi behind him, as he says, "Itachi," as he jumps from the bed and gets in a fighting stance and realizes he has no weapons. So he puts his fist up and is ready to fight Itachi without a weapon. As Itachi sighs and she then says, "I don't wish to fight you, Kakashi Hatake," as this surprises Kakashi, and then he says, "Why? Why did you bring me here?" "Because I need someone to guard Naruto, but me as well, other than Sasori and Kisame, that is." As Itachi then looks at Naruto, and Naruto is still looking at Kakashi as he says, "Well, Kakashi Sensei, looks like you can walk your walk, but shouldn't you still be in the bed just in case?" As Kakashi then sighs and gives Naruto an eye smile as he says, "You're right, Naruto." As Kakashi then Kakashi looks at Itachi as Itachi says, "Naruto, could you give me and Kakashi some private time, please?" As Naruto nods and leaves the room. This is when Kakashi starts glaring at Itachi as he says, "What are you going to do with Naruto?" "Nothing. Not yet. Anyway," said Itachi with a smirk. Itachi then looks at the door and says he's a kind child, but a bit idiotic, still a kind and nice person to be around. That's why he'll be with me. As she turns around and says, unto, well, um, until we both die, of course. As Kakashi says, okay, but I can tell. You're telling me on behalf of the truth. What's the real reason why you want him? Itachi sighs as she sits next to Kakashi as Kakashi still staring at her silently. It's because I'm pregnant, said Itachi, as Kakashi's eyes widen, as he says, with Naruto's child? Yes, that is true. The child is Naruto's. And the reason why you might be thinking he's not hyperventilating yet is because I put a genjutsu on him. That's why it hasn't happened. Not yet, at least. Said Kakashi said Itachi as she stares at Kakashi. Kakashi then starts to think about this new information. Then he thinks about the Hokage as his eyes widen as he says, oh but now we go to Konoha as Tsunade is ordering Anbu around to try and find Naruto. As Danzo comes in and says, Tsunade, what are you doing? You should leave the demon by himself. That way you die faster, said Danzo, as the council then came in the Hokage office. As Tsunade shot a glare at Danzo, which nearly made him shiver, but not completely. As she says, well, if you haven't noticed, Danzo, if we don't want to be attacked by the other villagers, then we're going to need Naruto. Not just as a friend, nor just as a weapon, but also a friend, said Tsunade. As Koharu comes up and says, yes, this is agreeable for now, Danzo. So the Nine Tails and Jiraiya left, huh? He didn't leave. He was captured by the Katsuki. Then don't you, said Tsunade, as Danzo then says, don't you think we should hurry up and get him? Yes, if we lose the Nine Tails, then we're absolutely effed, said Tsunade. As Tsunade then starts to think about Naruto, then Kakashi, as well as also Itachi. As a tear then comes down her eyes as she says in her mind, come on, Naruto, give me a sign that you're still alive. As Naruto, she gets no response, but it's still just a prayer. As we go back to the Katsuki hideout, as Itachi walks out of the room, as she sees Naruto in front of her and smiles. She says, "Come on, let's go have breakfast." Naruto nods with a smile as he has his hand on his head, walking with Itachi. As Naruto says, "Itachi, while you were talking with Kakashi, I've thought of a plan to get you back in Konoha." Itachi looks at Naruto and she says, "It won't work. You aren't that dumb, Naruto, but you're not that smart either. Trust me, I won't be accepted in Konoha, not easy. Trust me," said Itachi as Naruto then says, "Trust me, Itachi, I got a plan. Besides, Tsunade would like it if she possibly found out that she'll be a great grandma." As Itachi blushed a bit, seeing as Naruto already thought of her as family, or at least some type of word family. As Naruto then looks at Itachi as he says, "Trust me. If I go back to Konoha, me and Kakashi can help." Itachi sighs, knowing that she knows enough that once the Nine Tails Jinchuriki has an idea, he won't back down from it until he's dead, as she got this information from Kakashi. As Itachi, seeing no other way to convince Naruto, said, "Fine. But if I really can't, if they still will try and hurt me, then me and you are leaving. Got that?" As Naruto said, "Fine. I got it." As they then open a door to see Kisame as well as Sasori eating breakfast. That breakfast happened to be ramen noodles and cereal. Well, for Sasori it was cereal, but for Kisame it was ramen. And this made Naruto happy, looking in the drawers, finding ramen as he took about 30 ramen packs, leaving only 2 left as he starts to heat them all up. As he gets the bowl, put water in it, and heats it up. That's how I make ramen, at least. I don't know how y'all make ramen. Yeah. And then he takes it out and then starts eating the ramen and doing the same thing. As Itachi, Kisame, and Sasori look at him and all have the same idea. Where is all of that going? As as this made Itachi laugh a bit. Then she made her own breakfast of cereal as Itachi then gets back. After she's done eating, she gets back to looking at her two subordinates as she has a serious face. As she says, "Kisame, Sasori, listen." As they listen, as they look at Itachi and start to listen to him. Tomorrow, in the coming days, me and Naruto will be going back to Konoha. So it's your choice if you wish to follow us or wish to stay here or wish to go back to your villages. It's up to you, not me, said Itachi. As she then looks at the two as Kisame thinks. Well, as Kisame thinks, then says, well, I'd rather do both. Go to the leaf and stay here. This can be my home. As Sasori says, yes, I agree. Besides, mine and his stuff are already here. Doesn't matter. As Itachi then says, okay, then today we will be moving to Konoha. Well, at least some of us will. As Naruto is then done eating his ramen, as he then goes to Itachi and grab her by the wrist and says, okay, time to go. As he was kind of secretly listening on the conversation. As Naruto then grabs the two packages that were left in the cabinet, and one package he had left, heated it up and heated the three of them up at the same time and put them on a plate and went to go give them to Kakashi. As Kakashi saw the door open and saw Naruto with a large bowl of ramen. As Kakashi smiled and said, "Thank you, Naruto." As Naruto said, "No problem, Kakashi-sensei." Naruto then left the room as he said, "Oh yeah, in a while we'll be going back to Konoha, so get ready." As Kakashi nodded and Naruto left. They both left and after 10 minutes of Naruto packing Itachi's stuff, because since she was pregnant, he didn't want her to do all the work, and Kakashi had been kind of slow eating the ramen and gathering his stuff, and he saw that in one of the drawers, closets, there was a Akatsuki cloak. So he put it around him and said, "This fits perfectly. Well, might as well." As Kakashi then took the rest of the Akatsuki uniforms from almost every room. He just didn't go into Kiseme's or Sasori's well, they allowed him to. As when Kakashi had asked if he could take them, they had said sure, but he can only take a few. As they let him take the few Akatsuki clothing that were in there and left. You guys know why he took them later. But for now, we'll be well, you guys know why he took them, but for now, let's continue the story. Let's go. Naruto, as well as Kakashi, are now ready, as well as Sasori and also as well as Sasori and Kisame and Itachi. Kakashi had found a orange mask, 2 orange masks with 1 eye hole, with a swirl-like thing, with a swirl-like hole just at one, and he had also saw that there were 2 other masks, one white that looked kind of like the Sharingan and the Renegon, and another mask that was orange but had black lines going across from it. As there were 10 pair each. As he just took them, and he took those 2 and left. Then we now go to some Anbu or Konoha Jonin that are going to be unnamed, as they are searching for the 9 Tails Jinchuriki. As they then say, okay, for now we're going to rest here, and later on tomorrow we're going to continue the trail, okay? As they all say hi, and we continue, and then we continue to Naruto as well as Itachi and the gang. As Itachi says, okay, I know we can all go a little farther, but I think it's best if we rest here for the night. As they all nod and make tents for them to sleep in. Well, no, not Itachi. Naruto looks and sees that there's only 3 tents, and Naruto then says, wait, where do I sleep? As Itachi says, you'll be sleeping with me, obviously. as Naruto blushed a bit, but thought, why, why though? There has to be another tent, right? As Itachi, as Itachi threw a scroll in the fire and said, no, there isn't. As Naruto sighed and went back and went into Itachi's tent and slept with her. Not like that, but yeah, they just went to sleep. And right now is where I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back to you guys in my room because it's getting kind of cold. So, okay, y'all, I'm back, but this time I'm in my room. No more winds. So yeah, let's get back to the video. So we do a time skip to the next day, and it is now, and Naruto and the rest has started walking already. As then Naruto, then Naruto had said, "Hey Kakashi-sensei, why are you wearing the Akatsuki cloak?" "Because, Naruto, I felt like it." Okay. As Kakashi then looks at Naruto, and Naruto look at Kakashi and nod. As Naruto then gets a grin, and seeing as how Itachi is walking and is walking in front of the group. Hold on, y'all. Seeing as how Itachi is walking in front of the group, he then goes behind Itachi and picks her up from the waist and says, "Good morning." As Itachi does something what normally Uchihas wouldn't do, and that is blush. As Itachi then thinks about then Itachi then gets lifted into the air by Naruto, and Naruto puts her down. When she does, she looks at Naruto and sees Kakashi smiling. She then looks at Kakashi with a "I'll get you back for this." As then Naruto we're going to do a time skip, y'all. We now go to the Hokage office. As we go to the group of Jonin, as one then say, "Hold on, our Sentai chakra level's coming. Be prepared. It might be one of the Akatsuki, or at least a few." As they then all get their weapons ready, that's unto they then see it's Itachi, Naruto, Kakashi, Kisame, and Sasori. As them seeing Kakashi, go up to Kakashi and say, Kakashi-san, what's going on? Did you manage to capture these Akatsuki members as they then look at what Kakashi is wearing, sorry about that, and notice that he's wearing a Akatsuki cloak. That's one of them. Hold on, y'all. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all, my precious fans. I'm hungry and I'm gonna go and get some Chinese. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna end up the video. Oh yeah, tomorrow it's my birthday, so I might be posting tomorrow, I don't know. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.